My brother and my sister, come close for a moment. What I'm about to share with you is not new. These are 8 food pairings my grandfather's generation used without ever needing a reason. But now science has caught up, and what it is finding should stop you in your tracks. These 8 combinations, eaten regularly, can calm the fires of inflammation in your body and help rebuild organs that modern life has worn down after 50. Did you know that the wrong food pairing can cancel out half the medicine on your plate? And did you know the right pairing can double or even triple what your body actually absorbs? Most doctors will never teach you this, not because they are hiding it from you. It is because these answers do not come in a pill bottle, and a 15-minute appointment does not leave room for the old ways. Every single meal you eat after 50 is either building you back up or tearing you down. There is no middle ground anymore. My name is Amadou Salori. For 45 years, I have served my people through the plant medicine of my ancestors, passed down through 7 generations from my grandfather, a healer in the hills of West Africa. I now serve folks here in the United States, and in these 4 decades, I have watched the old pairings bring people back from places modern medicine had given up on. My grandfather used to say, all disease begins in the belly, and science today agrees with him. After 50, your gut becomes the master regulator of your immune system, your inflammation, your hormones, even the melatonin that helps you sleep at night. Heal the belly, and the rest of the body begins to remember itself. Now, let me give you something to hold on to. In 2018, researchers at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health published a landmark study following more than 123,000 adults for over 30 years. Folks who built their meals around specific anti-inflammatory food pairings had a 41% lower risk of dying from cardiovascular disease and a 31% lower risk of dying from cancer. 41%. That is not a supplement. That is not chemotherapy. That is the food on your plate, eaten in the right company. And I am telling you now, number 1 on this list is something 9 out of 10 people over 60 are doing completely wrong every single morning. The order of these pairings matters. Each one builds on the last. So stay with me all the way to the end. Before we begin, do me a favor. Leave a comment below and tell me your age, and tell me one food you already eat daily. I read every single comment on this channel, my people. Your answers shape what I cover next. Now let us begin the countdown. Number 8, honey and garlic. Did you know the old ones across nearly every culture in the world kept a jar of honey with raw garlic cloves on the shelf? They did not call it medicine. They just called it winter food. The allicin in raw garlic is released only when the clove is crushed and allowed to rest for 10 minutes. Pair that with raw, unfiltered honey, and the honey's enzymes stabilize the allicin while its natural compounds soothe the lining of your throat and stomach. After 65, your immune response weakens by roughly 40%. A 2015 study from Washington State University found raw honey's antimicrobial compounds outperform standard antibiotics against certain stubborn bacteria in the lab. I had a patient, Margaret, 72, from Asheville, North Carolina, a retired school teacher who caught every cold her grandchildren brought home. We started her on 1 teaspoon of raw honey with 1 crushed garlic clove, rested 10 minutes every morning through the winter. That season, she did not get sick once. She told me, Amadou, I held my great-granddaughter through Christmas for the first time in 3 years. That was enough for me. Practical fix. 1 crushed garlic clove, rested 10 minutes, stirred into 1 teaspoon of raw honey once daily in cooler months. Synergy tip. A squeeze of lemon added turns this into a triple guard for your immune system. But if honey and garlic is your winter armor, the next pairing is your brain's breakfast. Number 7, walnuts and blueberries. Did you know that walnuts are the only tree nut shaped almost exactly like a human brain, and they happen to be the richest plant source of omega-3 fats? The anthocyanins in blueberries act like a security guard for your blood vessels, and the omega-3s and vitamin E in walnuts help those anthocyanins cross into the brain itself. After 75, the risk of cognitive decline nearly doubles. A 2012 Harvard study following more than 16,000 older women found those eating berries at least twice a week delayed cognitive aging by up to 2.5 years. Harold, 79, from Billings, Montana, a retired rancher, came to me because his wife said he was losing names. A small bowl of blueberries with a 1/4 cup of walnuts every morning for 6 months. His wife called me and said his recall had come back by, she estimated, 50%. She said, Amadou, I have my husband back at the breakfast table. Practical fix. Half a cup of blueberries with a small handful of walnuts every morning. And here is the aging-specific reality. This pairing beats almost any cognitive supplement on the shelf, and you can buy it at any grocery store. Number 6, spinach and lemon. Did you know that the iron in spinach is almost useless to your body on its own? Plant-based iron, called non-heme iron, is poorly absorbed, and after 70, your stomach produces less acid, which makes the problem worse. Now here is the old wisdom. The vitamin C in lemon juice converts that iron into a form your body can actually use, boosting absorption by up to 300%. After 70, anemia affects roughly 1 in 4 older adults, and most never know it. They just feel tired all the time and blame their age. A 2019 study from the Cleveland Clinic found older adults who paired leafy greens with a vitamin C source had significantly better iron status than those who took iron supplements alone. Robert, 68, from Toledo, Ohio, a former truck driver, came to me exhausted. Not sick, just drained. We built his lunch around sauté spinach with a squeeze of fresh lemon 4 times a week. 3 months later, his energy was up, and his blood work showed a 36% improvement in iron levels. He told me, Amadou, I mowed my whole lawn without sitting down. I have not done that in years. Practical fix. 2 cups of cooked spinach, half a lemon squeezed over it while it is still warm, 4 times a week. Number 5, beetroot and ginger. Did you know that beetroot is one of the highest natural sources of dietary nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, the compound that opens up your blood vessels? Ginger thins the blood gently and reduces inflammation in the vessel walls. Together, they are a circulation duo. The old ones relied on long before blood pressure was ever measured. After 75, the lining of your blood vessels loses roughly half its elasticity. A 2013 study from Queen Mary University of London found that a single glass of beet juice lowered blood pressure by an average of 10 points within hours, and daily use sustained that drop. Eleanor, 76, from Savannah, Georgia, a retired librarian, had stubborn blood pressure her doctor could not quite settle. A small glass of beet and ginger juice every morning alongside her medication, and 8 weeks later, her systolic reading dropped 14 points. Her doctor asked what she had changed. She said, Amadou, I finally feel like my heart is not working so hard. She kept her medication. This was reinforcement, not replacement. Practical fix. 1 small beet, juiced or grated, with a thumb-sized piece of ginger. Once daily in the morning. And please speak to your doctor first if you are on blood pressure medication, because this combination may require adjustment. And here is the aging-specific reality. Before we move to number 4, I need to slow down and tell you something most folks over 60 have never been told plainly. After 65, the gut loses roughly 70% of its beneficial bacteria. And here is where most supplements on the shelves fail, the people who come to me. They give you probiotics alone. But a probiotic without prebiotic fiber to feed it, and without postbiotics, which are the actual healing compounds the bacteria produce, is like planting seeds in dead soil. You need all 3 working together. Prebiotics feed the garden, probiotics are the seeds, postbiotics are the harvest. A 2021 study from Stanford University put 36 older adults on a gut-supportive regimen for 10 weeks. Inflammation markers across 19 different measurements dropped significantly, and their microbiome diversity, which normally collapses with age, actually expanded. I want to pause here because my patients always ask what I actually recommend day to day to get all 3 of these working together. There is one formula I have landed on after a lot of looking. It is called BoochBod. It combines prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics in a daily kombucha gummy, not a pill. Which matters because most of my folks are tired of swallowing capsules. It uses 2 clinically studied strains, lactospore and postbiotics, LM1004, along with dandelion root and slippery elm, which my grandfather used for digestion back in the hills. Over 30,000 people are already using it. I will leave the link in the description below. And please speak to your doctor first before starting anything new. Now let us keep going. Number 4, chia seeds and coconut water. Did you know that as you age, your cells hold water less efficiently, and chronic low-grade dehydration drives fatigue, brain fog, and even joint pain? Chia seeds swell to 10 times their weight in liquid, forming a gel that releases hydration slowly into your system. Coconut water provides potassium and electrolytes your cells actually recognize. Together, they hydrate deeper than water alone. After 70, your sense of thirst diminishes by roughly 30%, which is why so many older folks end up dehydrated without realizing it. A 2018 study in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition found chia-based hydration sustained fluid balance and endurance better than standard sports drinks. Dorothy, 74, from Flagstaff, Arizona, a retired nurse, came to me with afternoon headaches and dry skin she thought was just old age. 2 tablespoons of chia soaked overnight in coconut water, sipped through the morning for 4 weeks. Her headaches dropped by 80%, and she told me her skin looked like it had come back to life. She said, "Amadou, I stopped needing lotion 3 times a day." Practical fix. 2 tablespoons of chia seeds soaked in 8 ounces of coconut water overnight. Sip it slowly through the morning. Number 3, carrots and olive oil. Did you know that beta-carotene, the orange compound in carrots that becomes vitamin A in your body, is completely fat-soluble? Eat a carrot by itself and you absorb almost none of it. Add a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil and absorption jumps by as much as 600%. The old ones understood this without knowing why. They always cooked the carrot in a bit of fat. After 60, your risk of age-related macular degeneration rises sharply, and vitamin A is one of the key nutrients protecting your eyes. A 2004 study from Ohio State University confirmed the massive absorption boost when beta-carotene vegetables are paired with healthy fat. Ruth, 70, from Portland, Maine, a retired seamstress, was losing her night vision. Roasted carrots with olive oil 4 times a week alongside other eye-supportive foods, and 4 months later, her eye exam showed measurable improvement, roughly a 22% gain in low-light sensitivity. She told me, "Amadou, I can drive to my grandchildren's house after dark again." Practical fix. 2 medium carrots, roasted or sautéed in 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil 4 times a week. Number 2, sweet potato and cinnamon. Did you know that sweet potato is one of the few starches that actually helps stabilize blood sugar as long as you pair it right? Cinnamon contains compounds that improve insulin sensitivity, slowing the sugar release from the sweet potato into your bloodstream. After 70, 1 in 3 older adults has prediabetes or full diabetes, and most do not know it. A 2013 meta-analysis in the Annals of Family Medicine reviewed 10 clinical trials and found regular cinnamon intake reduced fasting blood sugar by an average of 24%. William, 81, from Chattanooga, Tennessee, a retired carpenter, had blood sugar creeping up year after year. Baked sweet potato with a generous dusting of cinnamon 4 times a week, replacing his usual white potato. 6 months later, his fasting glucose dropped 19%, and his doctor held off on starting medication. William said, "Amadou, I feel steady all day now. No more afternoon crash." Practical fix. 1 medium sweet potato, baked with half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon sprinkled over it. 4 times a week. Synergy tip. Add a small pat of butter or a drizzle of olive oil to slow the sugar release even further. And now, my people, we arrive at number 1, the master pairing. The single most important combination I can give you after 50. And it is deceptively simple. Number 1, avocado and egg. Did you know that this pairing is one of the most nutritionally complete meals you can put on a plate, and almost nobody over 60 is eating it regularly? The yolk of a whole egg contains choline, a nutrient critical for your brain, your liver, and your nervous system, and roughly 90% of adults over 60 do not get enough of it. Avocado contains healthy monounsaturated fat that dramatically increases the absorption of the fat-soluble vitamins in the egg, including vitamin D, vitamin E, and the carotenoids lutein and zeaxanthin, which protect your eyes and brain. And here is the aging-specific reality. After 75, brain volume shrinks by about 5% per decade, and the lining of your blood vessels, the endothelium, loses roughly half its elasticity. Choline and monounsaturated fat together directly support both A 2015 study from Purdue University found that adding half an avocado to an egg-based meal increased carotenoid absorption by up to 15 times compared to the egg alone. 15 times. And a separate 2019 study in the journal Nutrients, following more than 2,300 older adults over 6 years, found those who ate eggs regularly as part of a healthy fat diet had a 47% lower risk of cognitive decline than those who did not. Patricia, 73 from Burlington, Vermont, a retired music teacher, came to me after her second cardiac event. Her cardiologist had done everything right, but Patricia asked me, "Amadou, what can I do at home?" We built her a morning ritual. Half an avocado, 2 soft-boiled eggs, a drizzle of olive oil, a squeeze of lemon on a bed of spinach. Every single morning. Her next inflammation panel 6 months later showed her CRP had dropped 71%. Her cardiologist asked her what she had changed. She looked at me in my office and she said, "Amadou, I feel like I got my mornings back. I feel like I got my life back. I'm not afraid anymore." That was the line that stayed with me. Practical fix. Half a ripe avocado, 2 whole eggs prepared however you like, ideally soft-boiled or poached to protect the choline on a bed of greens with a drizzle of olive oil. Every morning if you can. Synergy tip. A squeeze of lemon over the greens multiplies the iron absorption and rounds out the meal into the single most complete breakfast I can give you. My brother, my sister, let me bring this home for you. This is not about food. This is not about studies or percentages or the names of compounds you will never remember. This is about life. This is about waking up on a Tuesday morning and walking into the kitchen under your own power. This is about being the grandparent who reads the story, not the one who is too tired to sit up. This is about staying in the house you worked your whole life to own. This is about being present, sharp, and steady for the people who still need you. The old ones had a saying, "The body remembers how to heal itself if you feed it what it recognizes." Your body at 70, at 75, at 80 is still capable of regenerating, repairing, and rebuilding. The research now confirms what my grandfather knew by watching the land. It is never too late to begin. Never. You are not a passenger in this life, my people. You are the driver. Every meal is a turn of the wheel. If this has served you today, subscribe to this channel so I can keep bringing you the old ways and the new science together. Share this video with one person you love, your husband, your wife, your brother, your sister, your oldest friend. Send it to them today. And in the comments, tell me, which of these 8 pairings are you starting first? I read every single comment, and your words guide the next teaching. And if you want the BoochBod formula I mentioned earlier, the link is waiting for you in the description below whenever you are ready to take a look. Take care of yourself, my people. I will see you in the next one.